Hello everyone. Where are we? We're back in my hometown. We're in Perth at the moment. I've made a video similar to this before. Confidence, charisma, but you guys can never get enough of it. So, from a psych graduate perspective, this is my updated how to become the most confident and charismatic person in the world. Or the room rather. Now, I want to say, I think the reason why these videos are so popular is because you guys are so insecure. This is also why my main channel, my looks maxing videos do so well, like how to become more attractive, how to be better than someone else, because you guys are so insecure that you want to feel better than other people. And this is going to drive through my first point in the video, and that is number one, confidence and charisma. It does not stem from insecurity. If you are insecure and you are watching this video from an insecure point, from an insecure standpoint, just know energy doesn't lie. People can feel it. For me, for example, I've always been confident. People always told me I was charismatic, but the past few months I've become like a little bit depressed. And you can probably tell in this video, but like my energy's off. And even if I try to cover it up, I can't. My energy, it doesn't lie. And I notice that in other people. I can tell really easily if someone is faking it, or they just watched one of these videos, how to be charismatic and confident, because it's not coming from your heart. It's not who you are innately. And if you're pretending to be this person you're not, people can see through that. And if they can't see through it, it's going to last a little bit, but it won't last that long, the effect. So I want to say to you, number one, you need to stop being insecure. Yeah, I know, easier said than done, right? We can go into that in another video, but work on yourself. You shouldn't be watching videos on how can I be better than other people when you know that you're only watching these videos because you are so deathly insecure. Fix yourself first, and then you can worry about leveling up. Now, everything I talk about, it is from my psychology graduate perspective, but also just from meeting so many people, a lot of like high level people. We're talking billionaires, we're talking tech CEOs, a lot of those types of people, and I notice what makes someone charismatic and what makes someone not. So this is my data, you guys. Number one, people who are charismatic, they make people feel important, no matter how high level they are. You would find that a lot of like these high level people, they are so personable. You would have assumptions of them before meeting them and go, oh, I would feel so insignificant when I'm next to them. No, they see you eye to eye and they make you feel important, and that's how they got to where they are. They're genuinely interested in you. A lot of things I found insecure people do, because they're so insecure, they actually try to one-up you. Their ego is speaking. Their heart is not speaking, their ego is speaking. And I can tell you're insecure. You're not actually confident. It comes through in the most subtle ways. And actually on Triple S Society this month, we're going to be going into a lot about psychology, reading people, manipulation, dark psychology, etc. So come join Triple S Society this month if you're interested in that. But do you know how to actually find value in others and make them feel important? Having good eye contact. Imagine if you're talking to someone and their eyes are like wondering, you know they're not interested, and it actually makes you feel bad. Secondly, they have facial expressions, they're nodding, they're engaging with you. If you have Botox, like, sorry guys, it's going to be kind of hard for you. They're genuinely interested, and they make the other person feel good through being so attentive. And they also make your small achievements or small things you did feel like big wins. They acknowledge that when other people might not acknowledge it. You're like, oh, I ran yesterday. Wow, congratulations. Like, running, that's amazing. Like, I can't even run myself. Like, I hate running. The fact that you can run, wow, amazing. And they like lift up the people around them. So I have these two friends, and they're around my age, 24. They are doing some crazy things. These are the types of people you don't find on social media, who are networking and working with people who are like government level. Like, they're working directly with some of the governments, I'm not going to name the countries, in Africa, to digitize their economy and build new resources to build electricity from with these governments directly. And like, they have the most powerful people in the world at their fingertips, and they're just a couple, 25, 26. If you met them, you would think they're like the sweetest couple in the entire world. I've never met people so sweet. True, how do they get to that level? Because they're so personable. Not only are they so intelligent, but they are so personable. They're not cunty, they're not bragging. When I first met them, I didn't even know what they were doing. They gave me like a gist of their business. I had no idea. I had no idea the extent to what they were doing until they took me to some of these really high level events when we're in Dubai together. And they are so interested. Like when I'm talking to them, they're listening. They're not trying to go, oh, but we were just in this country the other day, like doing this sort of thing. I know someone like that. He's also very successful and he comes off as confident. His audience thinks he's confident. He's the most insecure person I've ever met. And everything for him is a cope. And I see right through that. And he doesn't actually genuinely listen whenever I say something. Oh my God, but I did that. Oh my God, I was doing this the other day. Da, da, da. Like, shut the fuck up. Next, truly confident and charismatic people, they do not feel inferior to others and they do not feel threatened to others. So earlier we were talking about the ego speaking. If the ego feels the need to one-up you, you are insecure. Newsflash. Probably should go work on that. People who feel like they have nothing to prove, they're very like laid back in energy. They're very calm. And because of like my mental state the past few months, I have become insecure. And I notice it in my energy. And I notice it because I'm obviously an influencer. I've been on the internet for so many years. People know me as this very confident character. I feel the need to maintain that. But it doesn't show in my energy. And sometimes I'm like, oh, this is so annoying. And depending on my mental state, I bounce up and down between it. What I'm saying is, when I'm truly confident, I'm so quiet. I'm so hush hush. I'm listening. I don't feel the need to flex on my stories. Oh guys, I just flew first class. I don't post that. Oh guys, look at my new Chanel bag. What do I have to prove to the world? I don't have anything to prove. Another thing that makes you super charismatic is being present. Which again is something that's really hard to do when you have poor mental health because your mind is all over the place. When you're present, people can actually feel that. I know when someone's like looking at me, but there's nothing going on in here, like that wheel is not spinning. When you're fully present, you're able to take the moment in, respond accordingly and appropriately as well. And overall, like I said, energy doesn't lie. People can tell if you are present or not. Another thing, don't hog conversations. Again, that's coming from the ego. But really, you should be letting other people speak. People love to talk about themselves. I also want to add that people who are confident, they're looking inward, not outwards. So like if you're walking into a room, someone who's truly confident, they're not actually looking at other people. Oh, did they notice me? Are they looking at me? They don't do that because the energy is directed towards themselves. And yeah, from an energetic perspective, if we're focusing the energy on us, right, instead of projecting it outwards, then everyone else should be magnetized to us. But it's easier said than done. Like I said, you need to work on actually your mental health and your own confidence and your insecurity. It's not good enough that you can fake it. People will see through it. Energy doesn't lie. I would say people who I find to be extremely charismatic as well, they're just super warm. Like I said, my two friends who are like doing some crazy things, they are the warmest people. So they took me to this event in Dubai hosted by one of the royal families, and there were so many important people there. I felt so out of place because all these people, they were talking about how we're going to invest in like Africa to like build up their economies, and I'm just like sitting there like, bro, like what am I doing here? And because they genuinely wanted to help me because I was new to the city, they were like, we're going to invite you to this place and introduce you to a bunch of people and who we work with. And you know, when they would intro me to people, they would give such a good intro. Like, she's got a huge YouTube channel, she's like helping all of these girls. When I had like major imposter syndrome in that moment. But again, like everything they did, right, it made me like them more. They're so warm and they lift other people up. Confident and charismatic people lift people up. Guys, I'm whispering because like my mom is right there because I'm back in my hometown at the moment. Another thing, like, it doesn't hurt to be funny. To like have your own sense of humor. It's so hard being Australian because we have our own sense of humor, and when I like joke sometimes, especially abroad, people don't understand that. I remember, guys, you might not find this funny, but it's like my sense of humor. When I was at this event, I met like this opera singer and I made a joke. I was like, wow, that's like amazing, you're an opera singer. I can like only sing opera when I'm drunk. And she was like, okay, and she like walked away. And like the two people who brought me there, he knew that was awkward, and like I told you, he's so lovely. He went, It's like, Simone, let me go introduce you to someone else. He was like trying to make me feel better. Afterwards, I was like, why did I say that? But then I was like, an Australian probably would have got that. Another thing is you need to be good at human psychology. You need to also be amazing at reading other people's emotions. So, you know, having emotional intelligence. If you can't, you're never ever going to be charismatic to someone, because you'd be yapping away, right? And you can't even tell that that person doesn't want to listen to you. Like, they're giving you all the signals that they're bored and you can't read it. Let me tell you, that's something that actually can't be learned. You know, I always say this, how do you become good at psychology? It is through understanding yourself more and then collecting your own data. So once you understand yourself, you can read theory if you want, but you need to start to observe the people around you, connect the dots, collect your data, and then that is what's going to make you really good. Additionally, these people are humble. Like I said, the ego is not speaking. They're truly confident. They have nothing to prove. They're humble and they're also vulnerable, which means they're not like shielding everything that they are. We build human connection through being vulnerable. But like, if they're a stranger, you shouldn't really be telling them your whole lore. Don't forget, people like need to work to see your lore, to understand it. I just want to reiterate the point that I've been talking about throughout this whole video, but there's a reason you're watching this. You really need to ask yourself, are you truly confident or are you actually insecure? Sometimes we don't know that we're insecure. It is so deeply rooted in us. And I've been doing a lot of healing work over the past couple of months, and I realized, like, dude, there are some things I'm really insecure about, especially like around my period time. Being insecure, it's not a good thing, duh. It leaves you very vulnerable to manipulation. We're going to go into this in Triple S soon. But guys, fix yourself before you work on trying to become the most confident person in the room. You're never going to be the most confident person in the room if you are not comfortable in your own skin, which means you're actually insecure. Bye.